Hello everyone, and this is my persuasive speech. This is my wonderful audience member as well as my wife. Okay, well, the subject that I selected today for my persuasive speech is why PC laptop owners should have an antivirus. In addition to that, in this speech I will explain the difference between viruses, which is also malware, and how destructive these programs can be. And after this speech, there should be a better understanding of how important security on a device should be implemented. Well, as of January 1st, there's an estimated 8.7 billion devices connected to the internet. And also, in addition to that, I would like to ask you two questions. And the first is, do you know how many devices have any form of security? Also, do you know that your device can easily be damaged by being connected to the internet without having any form of internet security? McAfee released findings in 2012 that 90% of the U.S. population do not have any form of security on their device, which include mobile phones, laptops, as well as PCs. When you take that into account, that means almost 60 million people in the U.S. alone has no form of protection. I currently work as a system administrator at a small processing center in which I'm in control of admin policies as well as educating people on different forms of malware as well as viruses and what not to open up. That includes spam, suspicious email, and as well as the notorious forwarded messages that people receive, which I always tell them don't click on it for the simple fact that it could be a malicious file. And as well as on a daily basis, I explain the difference as well as the importance of the security system that we have. Now I'm giving you a brief overview of internet security and how it impacts my career field. I will now explain the difference between malware and viruses. Viruses are actually a form of malware, which a lot of people always want to know, well, what's the difference between malware, worms, trojans? They're basically all the same under the umbrella of malware. For example, to simplify malware, it's the bad stuff that makes your computer run slow. And too much malware can eventually bring your entire computer down. Malware, like I just mentioned, contains viruses, trojans, worms, which these are common infections that people may pick up while surfing the internet. And to simply explain what a virus is similar to the common cold that a person may have, but the only difference is it only affects electrical devices. And once a device is infected, a virus begins to replicate itself and spread throughout the entire system. Similar to a virus that a human can get, the only difference is this virus is digital. And you may ask yourself, well, how can my device get a virus? Well, it's fairly simple. You probably know yourself, but I'll explain in a simplified form. A device can be an infected file. It also can be a website that may have malicious code, as well as an unlicensed product such as pirating or even downloading music that you're not supposed to. Right now, I've given you a brief explanation of what a virus is and some of the common issues that's associated with it. I will now explain the damage that can be caused by a virus. What are some of the symptoms of a virus? Symptoms of a virus are as follows: slow performance, sporadic behavior, unexplained file loss, and the common crashes. This is commonly referred to in the IT field as BSOD, such as the blue screen of death. And as you know, if you've had an infected PC or even device, comes to a crashing halt, and then there's continuously resetting, as well as the continuous lack of use. Virus can spread from one device to the other simply by plugging in a USB drive or even sending an email. That's how simple it can be to infect another device. And once it's infected, it can cause massive amounts of damage. Like, once again, common ways that a virus can spread from one user to another is through an email or even an infected document. It's kind of funny how even a Word document that you create can actually be attached to it a malicious code, which can be a virus that can terrorize your PC, phone, or even laptop. The key objective to a virus is to destroy files as well as replicate as fast as possible to replace the code, which allows your computer to operate. And simply, the code within the computer allows communications between the programs that you use, as well as even starting your PC or mobile device. And once these are damaged, settings change, and as well as different things start to happen. And common ways to actually realize that you have a virus: if you have a toolbar that pop up that you never realized, the websites that you typically browse suddenly change, or even not being able to use the internet. In the last year, there have been viruses that impacted the way that security systems are developed. For example, you may have received sudden updates for Java or even Flash on a continuous basis. Even though it may annoy you, it's ideally to update these for the simple fact that these exploits can cause massive damages to your devices. In 2009, a virus called Conflicker was unleashed into the world and infected millions of PCs that surpassed billions of dollars in services, for the simple fact that it just destroyed and replaced original coding with malicious code. Also, what this virus did, it unleashed botnets. And botnets are similar to, you can say, microorganisms. And honestly, what they did, they can take control of your PC or device. They can turn it on. If you have a webcam, and they can actually take control of that, turn it to a personal surveillance for the person from a remote location, as well as it can copy your keystrokes. And keystrokes are actually what you type onto your PC or laptop. It can copy those and actually send the information back to the person without you even knowing or even giving your authorization. And also, viruses cost billions once again on a yearly basis, and that sometimes one virus can cause billions. In 2008, Agent.biz was a virus that actually infected the Pentagon, and as you know, the Pentagon is one of the most secure locations on the planet. The virus allowed massive amounts of information to be transferred from one location to the next, and this actually caused a big stir for the simple fact that the Pentagon had to ban any form of USB drives, diskettes, or even email sent from outside to the outside networks. And basically, this virus compromised the security of the Pentagon, and pretty much it was on high alert for quite some time until there was a way to resolve this issue. In conclusion, malware and viruses are easily the worst thing that could damage your PC or device, unless you physically damage it itself. I've supplied information regarding the people who are at risk of an infected device, as well as the cause of the infections. In addition to the infections, I've given you examples of viruses and the massive effects that they can cause. In closing, you've been given information regarding the damage that a virus as well as malware can cause, the infections and how it spreads, and as well as how important it is to have a form of antivirus put on your PC, device, or even laptop, for the simple fact that your information can be compromised just by surfing the net or receiving an email. Thank you.